Interestingly enough, the first week where everybody started freaking out, this guy here made 9,000 euros in literally one day. Tell us about that.
When the whole situation started, everyone was afraid. When people are afraid, they're looking for the safe option. So what you need to do then is to be the safe option.
Honestly, with Corona, my business grew like literally 100% better. Everyone who went to classes, everything is closed, and now they all came back to me.
This whole COVID thing starting is that I essentially just lost my job within the first 2 weeks, and how do I pay my rent now? And unfortunately, it kind of escalated to the point where I had to do construction. Yeah. So I was actually working a construction job.
So you lost your job as a social media manager, okay? Yeah. And then you had to go into construction just to kind of keep yourself afloat. Yeah. And then your business started taking off?
Yeah.
I was working at Atlantic Records, actually.
Oh, no, Sid, that's amazing.
1 year later, the pandemic hits. And I'm like, if I get laid off, I'm joining FBM, because I already had my eye on FBM for some time, right? So April 10th, I got laid off. 4 days later, I joined the program.
And you've made 12,500, was it dollars or euros?
US dollars.
Nathan here, little update from my side. So in April and May together, I closed 10K. That means 10,000 euros closed in this Corona lockdown time.
All right, welcome back to the channel. Max Tornow here, coming to you from my treadmill desk here in my home office. And in this video, I want to talk about how our clients manage to do extremely well and generate very high levels of income for themselves, even though there has been a global pandemic, or maybe even because there has been a global pandemic going on since March 2020. And I basically want to say the following. Look, 2020 has been very bad for many, many people. Millions of people have lost their jobs. And that makes me that much prouder of our clients who basically said, okay, some of them actually did lose their job. They got fired when the pandemic started. And they said, you know what? I'm going to take this leap of faith. I'm going to become self-employed, which actually then later on turns out to be much safer than any job out there. And I'm going to become my own boss. And it paid off very, very well for them. But I don't just want to say, hey, they're doing so well, ha, ha, ha. I basically also want to talk about the processes and the mindsets that they've deployed that have helped them not only take that leap of faith, but at the same time, do very well doing that. So if you're somebody who's, in a 9-to-5 job that doesn't fulfill them, or maybe even you're somebody who has been thinking about building their own online business already, then this video is for you, because it can surely shed a light on a lot of pressing issues that you might have. So let's get you started.
Have you ever wondered whether there's more to life than a meaningless dead-end 9-to-5 job? Have you ever dreamed about breaking free, traveling the world, making good money while not having to worry that you could get fired? My name is Max Tornow, and I've attained that freedom, and I've attained that security. No more office dress code, no morning commute, no boss. This channel is for you, so here's to your freedom.
So the first point that I want to mention here is you have to understand that there's been a worldwide opening up to the idea of getting online coaching or online services. You especially see that with people using Zoom. Who knew what Zoom is before the pandemic? Did you know what Zoom was? Nobody knew that. Now everybody's using Zoom, right? You do Zoom classes, you do Skype video classes, all these apps that allow you to basically chat with someone via video chat online. And I mean, I noticed I jump on a video call with my grandmother over WhatsApp. She didn't know what that was before, because I would just visit her in person. And obviously then the pandemic hit, you can't really, you had to social distance and you can't really see people in person. And now more and more people have been waking up to the idea of like, okay, hold on a second. I used to go to my, my fitness coach every Tuesday. I used to go to blah blah class every Wednesday, but I can't do that anymore, so let me get an online coach so I can do that from home. That is true for language coaching, fitness coaching, mobility coaching, any type of mentoring, any type of counseling, self-esteem coaching, like all these things that people used to go to in person. They have now switched over to someone who offers that online. And I've said that at the beginning of the pandemic. You can literally check out the old videos where I say, quarantine, use the quarantine to build your own business. I said that, I predicted it. I said there's going to be more and more people being online than ever before. Take advantage of that. Lots of people have done that. We're shooting this video now in December 2020. And now we can see many months later that there's been people who've done that in March, April, they started then, and now they're succeeding, now they're already their own boss, they're making much more money than they've made before with their 9-to-5 jobs, and they're basically pandemic safe, because as long as there's the internet, they don't have to worry about anything, and they can't get fired because they're their own boss. So that out of the way, understanding that people are more and more open to the idea of getting online services. Let me talk about positivity, and this video is a little bit more meta, but it bears worth emphasizing. Positivity was a point that all our clients had that started in that difficult time. They basically made a conscious choice to say, you know what, there's so much negativity being thrown around in the news, there's fear mongering, I'm gonna shut myself off from that, and I'm gonna maintain a positive vibe and a positive mindset, because there are positive things, there are positive developments out there, people are being more appreciative, people are getting together much more, at least from a networking, social networking side, and people understand how fragile life and society can be, and that's a good thing. It makes us be more appreciative, and on top of that, more and more people are online, so I'm gonna stay positive. And that's a very important point, because especially nowadays, where anything that outrages people, anything that is extremely negative gets more clicks. So people use it, news use it, right? Clickbait. Same spiel here. Literally, my most clicked on video last week, guess which one it was? You don't even know that. It is called Worst Mistakes of My Career. Absolute record-breaking #1 video from the last 2 days, in the last 48 hours. Of course, negativity triggers people, they want to click on that. And if you're staying positive though in that, you're able to become productive, you're able to step up, and you're able to actually grow beyond the masses. All right, so positivity is a big important point. By the way, if you haven't done so yet, check out our podcast. You probably have your phone in your hand right now. Our podcast is full of positivity. In fact, we're sharing a lot more how-to instructions. We're going to go a lot deeper on the content in there, and we're going to put a link down below. My business partner Nikita Gunkovic and me, we bring out these podcasts twice a week, short episodes, 10 to 20 minutes, just some value nugget that you can listen to on the go, that you can dive a little bit deeper into. They're very easy to digest. Highly recommend you checking them out. Anyways, next point, opportunity, all right? You have to understand, and I said this before, in every crisis there's winners and there's losers. There's people who just throw the hands in the air, they're waiting for the government to bail them out, they're waiting for mom and daddy to bail them out, they're saying everything is unfair, but there's also other people who are positive, who say, okay, there's opportunity out there and I'm going to take advantage of that opportunity. Many of the clients that you've seen in the beginning have done that. They said, there is an opportunity, I'm going to grasp it. And that also goes along with fear, goes along with perfectionism, goes along with procrastination. You cannot have fear, perfectionism, and procrastination get in your way when there is an opportunity. Because a good opportunity, what is a good opportunity? A good opportunity defines itself as something that is there for a short while, right? It's temporarily available. But if you're procrastinating, if you're negative, if you're cynic, that opportunity is gone, and then someone else takes it, and then you're sitting there full of FOMO, you've missed out, and you hate your guts for that. So always be on the lookout for opportunity, and try to be in a position in life where you have the maneuverability to be able to take advantage of that opportunity. Always understand that, right? And the last point is responsibility. So it's really like this 3-pillar thing here. Or actually, well, I did bring the big umbrella point already, that people are spending more time online, people are more willing to be coached online, and then you have the 3 pillars, which is positivity, opportunity, and responsibility. And responsibility basically means there's different stages. There's stage 0 where you're not even responsible for yourself, meaning you're basically dependent on an employer, right? All you can do is sit there and hope you don't get fired when the next crisis hits. Maybe you've already gotten fired. That's stage 0. You're not in control of your life. You're not your own boss. Stage 1 of responsibility is you are in control of your life, right? You are your own boss. You can control your income, ideally with an online business, because you can control it. If you want to make more money, develop a better system or work harder. If you want to make more money in a 9-to-5 job, the only thing you can do is work extra hours and then just get paid according to the extra hours, which isn't scalable. So if you want to have responsibility on level 1, you want to be responsible for yourself. And that's good. That's very nice to start, but I wouldn't recommend you stop there. I've done this when I was in the beginning of my 20s. I built my very first business, online coaching for dating advice and relationship advice. I was doing extremely well for myself. I was making, $4,000 or $5,000 a month myself, and I'm like, this is a great salary. I'm in the beginning of my 20s. This was way before I had a YouTube channel. I literally just did that via direct outreach on forums. And I was doing very well for myself, and I did that for a couple of years, and then I made my first million, and I was still like, doing pretty well for myself. Responsibility level stage 1. Responsibility level 1. And then I kind of understood, hey, there's another level, and that is doing so well for myself that I can start giving. I can start giving back to my mom and dad, who brought me up, which wasn't that easy. I can start giving back to my mentors, to the people who helped me, to the people that were always on my side. So responsibility level 2 is where you start giving back to your immediate environment. And that's beautiful too, because I, for example, had a friend once, he got sick. He was in Russia. He was an American being in Russia because he has a Russian girlfriend, starts getting sick, has to go to the hospital. Nobody speaks English. He feels lost. He feels alone. Couldn't afford to fly back to the States. So I jumped in and said, dude, you've literally supported me with everything. You've worked together with me. I was never able to pay you because I was too broke back in the days. But now I can give back to you. We paid him the flight. We made sure he goes back to an American hospital and so on and so forth. Like, these type of things are very beautiful. Same goes for my parents. If my parents are not getting younger, they're getting older every day. You probably know this when you're watching this too. You can resonate with that, and that's not a nice thing to witness. But it's nice to know that whatever happens, I can be there for them. Financially, but also physically. I have the freedom to just go home for months in case something happens, because I can work online. I just need my laptop. That's responsibility level 2. Responsibility level 3 is when you're not only able to take care of yourself and your immediate environment, but also your extended environment. That is where you then say, hey, let's do some charity. Let's help some people that are less fortunate. Let's help Mother Nature, right? Let's donate to people or causes that you're not even connected to immediately. And that's, I think, a very beautiful thing. If you keep pushing until you're at responsibility level 3, it sounds utopian, but I think that's where you can make the world a tiny little bit better of a place. And that's what these clients did as well, right? They had the positivity, so they executed, right? They were very optimistic about things instead of being cynical. They executed, they put in the right things. They took advantage of the opportunity. Like I said, we've just shown it. Many of them have lost their job and they said, okay, I have a savings, take advantage of the opportunity, let's go. A lot of people had a job. This is also important. Lots of our clients had a job. They were fortunate enough to keep their job, but they said, hey, it's opened my eyes. I'm realizing now that my job might not be safe, so I'm building something on the side. It's absolutely possible to build an online coaching or consulting business on the side while you're still in your job. So take advantage of that opportunity, and then responsibility. And this is a beautiful thing. This is by far the most important thing. All these clients that we've shown here and all the other clients that we couldn't show, they now are in responsibility level 1 or sometimes even 2 or sometimes even 3. They're doing so well for themselves they can do good for their immediate environment and for their extended environment. And that is exactly what you want to be doing on a meta level, all right? So if you want to say, okay, but what are the exact steps that I can take on a not a meta level but at an implementable stage, then feel free to book a free consulting call with us. I'm going to put a link down in the description below. Maybe show a link that appears somewhere here right now. You can use that link to apply for a free consulting call. The call is literally entirely for free, but you have to fill out the application. It takes you 2 minutes to fill that out. And then you can book the exact day and time where you want us to call you. Call will be with a real person, all right? Not an automated bot funnel whatsoever. That also means obviously we have very limited spots. We can't, we're human beings. We can only do so many calls a day. So if the link lets you through, it means we still have a spot open for you. So again, these are kind of the meta steps on a mindset level that you have to implement. But if it's about real executionable steps, go book a call with us. We'll be very, very happy to tell you those because they need to be adjusted specifically to your situation, right? It always depends where you are and what steps you got to take from that point where you are right now and what your end goal is. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate that. I probably done like 1,000 or 2,000 steps here already, and talk very, very soon. Bye-bye.
I'm sitting here with Matthias. We partner up, and what we are doing is we are running ads for social media ads for coaches and consultants. And it has been a really interesting journey, ups and downs, but has been really crazy. And without the help of the coaches, we would have never knew how to build a business from scratch. And we just closed our first client. On to the next one.
Hustling.
GG.
On to the next one.